evening, welcome to Smart Cities News. Today we would look into Auckland's current alarming growth, the challenges and the opportunities, and a solution to unlock and deliver this growth. It is expected that Auckland's population will reach 2.4 million by 2044. It is placing a tremendous pressure on our already suffering infrastructure. Housing is unaffordable. Demands are outweighing supply. Homelessness has reached unacceptable levels. People are sleeping on the streets. We will discuss this situation with our panel of guests today. First up, Christina and Sean, you have an amazing solution to address this growth. So tell us about it.
Thank you, Jenny. We've come up with a strategic development package containing crucial information required to enable growth. Our approach will bring forward development envisioned by the Auckland Unitary Plan, realising the potential that would otherwise have taken years to occur. We are promoting development in areas with proximity to public transport, schools, town centres and green spaces, with high density zoning and which takes into account future infrastructure projects. Once our target area is defined, we pull together and undertake the development package. This covers active community engagement to outline the benefits of development in higher density living, dependable infrastructure data and required upgrades, to provide clear direction on upgrades required to service development, a specified design outcome to provide direction to developers about what would like to be seen in an area, defined maximum development potential, outlining the maximum densities as per the Unitary Plan, information on any site-specific constraints, and clear expectations and compliance requirements of all major decision-making entities with an aligned understanding.
Awesome. This is a paradigm shift from developers identifying sites that they wish to develop to the council family encouraging areas where development should be encouraged. Collaboration and agreement between the three key decision makers, Auckland Council, Auckland Transport and Watercare, will create a single consistent vision. This will allow for infrastructure to be placed and replaced efficiently, and it will quickly turn these strategic development areas into well-resourced communities. Currently, brownfield sites are developed on a haphazard basis. There's little cohesion between developers and the council family. Our approach brings together all the stakeholders up front and will remove some of the unknowns surrounding brownfields developments. Using strategic development areas, the council family can effectively plan for infrastructure upgrades. They'll be able to communicate with developers about what infrastructure is needed, and the community will be able to see the benefits which will be delivered for their area. Sure. So I believe you guys have done your research. Why hasn't this approach been taken up before?
Well, the new Auckland Unitary Plan has outlined areas for growth through upzoning and providing direction for where brownfield growth should occur. Our approach just brings forward this development and at a scale which will make a real impact for growth in Auckland.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean. Clemens, you are the local board representative. What do you think about this plan in terms of housing affordability for the community?
Well, for the community, I can see that the main concern is availability of houses.
Yeah.
And that impacts on our life, and not only on our life, but also on the future generations. And one example of that is just the queue at the City Mission, who keeps on growing year on year.
It's terrible.
Yes. The second one is really disruption of our community. So the problem being, like just last year, I saw my streets being digged up 3 times. It feels that there is a disconnect between all the council's organizations. So we really see that the SDP can bring the communication, collaboration of the council's family.
Sure. So the strategic development package obviously will generate higher density development and living in Auckland. How do you think the communities will adapt to this?
I think the community can adapt to it.
Yeah.
It's just a change of mind.
Yeah.
The problem is we need to get the community buy-in up front, and that's really missing at the moment. But the SDP brings up that community buy-in at the really early stage of the development.
Sure. Thank you, Clemens. We are also joined today by Jessie from Jessie Corp. Jessie, you are the largest residential developer in Auckland. What does this package mean for your business?
Well, as a developer, my biggest constraints are time, information, and money.
Yeah.
Development's a risky business, so I need to be sure that each project has the economic viability before I start out.
Yeah.
The reality is that there's never enough information to get a clear judgment. up front, and that increases the level of risk and uncertainty.
So you must be really lucky to be where you are now.
Well, like I said, nothing to do with it. I've had some wins and I've had some losses,
Sure.
but the thing that always trips me up is infrastructure. A prime example of this is my last project. The negotiations with council went on and on. It took 6 months to get agreement between the different parties. That 6-month delay cost me $500,000.
Wow.
That could have easily been avoided if we just knew what council wanted up front.
Yeah.
Some of that money could have been put back into the development.
Yeah.
If I had this package, I would have known about those constraints right at the start,
Yeah.
and I could have planned it into my development.
Yeah. So how do you think the strategic development package will affect Auckland development as a whole?
Well, I think there'll definitely be less developers going bust, because they'll know about the constraints before they commit to a project.
Yeah. Thank you, Jessie. Andrew, you are the head of planning and consents at Auckland Council. Can you tell us how this package means for council's strategies and operations?
Thanks, Jenny. Well, we've continued to receive negative feedback from the private sector regarding misalignment across council's families. We need to improve our current perception. Our current consenting system is slow, we realise that, but this is largely due to competing objectives within the council family. The proposed level of strategic alignment of the strategic development package seeks to help facilitate coordination of infrastructure upgrades in line with private development proposals.
Yeah.
This will speed up consenting and enable us to process more consents within a shorter time frame. With the identified target areas, they are centred around existing infrastructure, and this will enable us to fully optimise our existing facilities. I foresee the current combined benefits of the proposed package significantly changing the way the private sector engage with us and help deliver what Auckland needs. This initiative will assist us to realise the growth envisaged by the entry plan. However, I'm still wondering how you guys intend on funding this.
Yeah. Christina and Sean, you guys, it all sounds well and good. So how are you guys going to make this happen?
Well, for the initial setup and investigation of our first target areas, we'll require $500,000 worth of funding. We see this could come through the diversion of development contributions, and we intend to repay this through the sale of these development packages. To provide a site-specific product, we'll market these packages at $2,500 per 500 metres of site area. As packages are sold, a percentage of the profits will be reinvested back into the business. This will allow for further target areas to be investigated. This model will prove economic viability to a point where it will become self-funding. We have received direct feedback from the private sector confirming that there is an appetite for providing this type of package.
So we foresee that the strategic development package will deliver measurable financial payback in the form of payback on the initial investment through the sale of the SDP within Target Area 1, rollout of SDPs throughout further identified target areas, and through bringing forward an increased rating base, which will allow us to fund further initiatives. The Waitemata local board area has the highest projected population growth within any brownfield area, and this will be our first target area for our package, to begin this facilitation process to unlock potential and in delivering Auckland's growth.
Fantastic. You guys have it all planned out. We wish you all the best. Thank you for joining us today. There you have it, Auckland. The strategic development package is the innovative solution to unlock and deliver Auckland's growth. It's one that we need right now. Have a good night.